Hi there everyone, it's Leandra here from PaperArtsy, and this video is to serve as an information video about all of the Fresco paint colours. There are now 72 paints in the Fresco collection. 64 of them, the majority of which you can see here, are all colours, and they do fit into little families of 4. We've also got a gold and a silver and 6 glazes. The purpose of this video is to just point out to you the differences between the different family sets. We do have a new tool which is a Fresco Finish paint chart, and this is going out whenever our shops place orders. We're putting stacks of these in with their orders, and if people order directly off our website, we are also making sure that one of these goes out with every order. And that's just a reference tool for you to tick off what you've got and what you need to get. The colour matching on it isn't perfect because it's very difficult to print an exact match of a paint colour. But what I wanted to show you is in this overview, you can see that we've kind of got some neutral tones down the bottom here, some browns, there's some autumnals, a series of blues, pinks and purples, and some greens. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail and introduce you to some of the new colours that we released in autumn 2013, and we'll do that on a bit more of a close-up shot. But just before we do that, don't forget that there is a lot of information on our blog about these colours, and there's also a downloadable chart on there where you can fill in and paint your own little colour swatch of each colour as you collect them. These are all of our brown tones, apart from these 4 here: Snowflake, Concrete, Elephant and Little Black Dress, which are obviously the grey, the white and grey and black end of things. Very useful colours, and they go with anything. Within the 3 sets of brown, we've got the very cool tones: French Roast, Mudsplat, Taupe and Stone. I like to use those with the cool blues. They seem to go with everything because they are very neutral. On the other side of that, we've got Nougat, Irish Cream, Mocha Mousse and Chocolate Pudding. They're much warmer in tone, so there's that definite warmth there in the browns, in the beigey tones that you wouldn't see in these shades here. And then lastly, this collection is a bit of a weird one that came about mainly by accident, but they've turned out to be some of the most popular colours, and these are very pink based. Vintage lace has often been used as a skin tone colour, and the Mushroom, London Light, Squid Ink are really quite rich in the pink values, or Squid Ink a bit more on the purple side of things. London Light is a really odd colour, and it's fantastic. Once people use that, they're just addicted to it. It's a really handy colour to have. A sort of a grey brown, if you like. So those are the more neutral shades. Now we have the blues. These sort of started out as our predominant basic blues: Ice Blue, Sky, Baltic Blue and Peacoat. In autumn last year we tweaked Peacoat. It used to look like this. It was slightly more translucent and it was a little bit brighter, but we wanted it to be more differentiated to everything else, so we've made it just a little bit more navy, and it's certainly much more opaque and a lot darker. So Peacoat, you might, if you've bought it from us before, you might have this. This is the new Peacoat, which is transitioning through now. A very useful dark blue colour. These ones I tend to call the grey steely blues. These ones have all, apart from Inky Pool, are all new releases in autumn 2013. Very useful colours and a kind of blue that goes with everything. Inky Pool has been put into this group because it's definitely got that grey blue base to it. And remember, Inky Pool is slightly more translucent. You can how much you can see the chevrons through the paint swatches on the front of each bottle indicates how translucent or opaque a paint would be. This is seen much more clearly on this lovely collection here. These are much more of a green blue tone. So Mermaid, Bora Bora, Beach Hut and South Pacific. Much more in your turquoise shades of blues. Beach Hut is the most translucent of all of them. South Pacific also is probably a little bit more on the semi side compared to that, but everything else is reasonably opaque. This is our pink and purple set. The purple's fairly self-explanatory. There was a bit of juggling within the pink range because we added some new ones in autumn 2013 was when they were added. and Spanish mulberry is one of those. Orchid has come back to life. It used to be in the very original collection. It was discontinued for a while, and now that it fits back in with this little set, we've managed to bring it back. This side here, blush, rose, very berry and claret, they're quite sort of vintage pinks. They're really nice and subdued. The blush is going to be the perfect skin tone colour, and these are just all really, really useful colours. The claret is translucent. Here we have the different green families. The ones here, cheesecake, guacamole, tin peas and Hyde Park, they're quite sort of standard greens. People tend to overlook cheesecake. It's a really nice lemony base for quite a lot of projects. Into this set here, they're very bright greens. So these three are all translucent because they've got that real brightness to them. And I use Zesty Zing a lot for mixing different colours. Green olives and hay pestle, well, all of them, they've got that nice yellow base to each of the colours in this green, so you get that real olivey tone coming through. And then this set at the back here, honeydew, sage, toad hall and holly, it's quite a grey green sort of set. They're on the cool side of things, so again, if you've got other cool shades that you're working with, then these are going to work quite nicely because they have that cool tone to them rather than being sort of warmer like the other ones are. So these are our nice warm autumnal sort of toned colours, and these ones have had the most jiggling around since October 2013 when we released quite a few new paint colours. And some of those are here. Caramel and Toffee are new, Yellow Submarine and Tango are also new, and we ended up reverting back to Autumn Fire. Previously in that family we had Smoked Paprika, but we decided that Autumn Fire was a better fit within this family, and also that Tango and Smoked Paprika were a little bit similar. There are still a few of these available, but that will be a discontinued colour. So you can see that these autumnal shades all fit together nicely in their families. Yellow Submarine and Tango are fantastic, really useful shades for colour mixing. If you put your Yellow Submarine into one of your grey greens, for example, you're going to create a lovely warm yellow green. And Tango mixed in with some of the reds like blood orange, claret, is going to give you really lovely rich orange tones. So I find these are fantastic for colour mixing. So there you have it, the 72 Fresco Finish Chalk Acrylic paints. They can, remember the features of these paints is that they can be applied to all kinds of surfaces, canvas, acrylic, glass, metal, embellishments, even wood surfaces, anything you like you can get this paint to stick to. You don't need a gesso undercoat, you can use the paint direct from the bottle onto all those surfaces. They all dry to the same matte finish, whether it's a translucent or an opaque, it still dries with the same matte effect finish, and that means it's perfect for you to journal over the top of with any ballpoint pen or any type of marker. You do not need to use specialist journaling pens on top of these paints. You can use pencils, anything, no problem. You may not know this, but they're actually an indoor-outdoor paint. So if you want to paint things that are going to be left out in the UV light, that will not change the colour of this product. They are very fast-drying paint because of the high chalk nature of them, the very matte nature of them, so they dry quickly, which means you're not waiting for ages for them to dry. And they come in a 50ml bottle. And we kind of think that because we have this variety of opaque, translucent and semi-opaque, that gives you maximum versatility when you're creating, whether you want to use your translucents for colour mixing or adding depth to the base coat that might be much more opaque, or whether you just want high coverage of an opaque in a block monotone sort of manner. You can achieve all these things with maximum versatility with the Fresco chalk acrylic paints. Once you start collecting these, you won't stop. They're a lot of fun. So let us know how you get on with your paints, and we'll see you next time here on the PaperArtsy YouTube channel.